Hello, I'm a California corporate tech lawyer. Would like to talk to you about the fascinating subject of AI content ownership. Do you own Claude's answers? And if you do, how can you use them? When we need to figure out who owns the output of a particular program, the two things that we need to primarily examine would be number one, the program's terms of use, and number two, the copyright law in general. So, as far as Anthropic's terms of service, they are pretty generous in allowing you to retain any right, title, and interest that you have in the inputs and, if any, in outputs. What's it mean? Sounds simple enough, right? You own all output. Well, not so fast. Is that output copyrightable in the first place? We need to examine the copyright law. Because, for example, if you ask the machine how much is 2 plus 2, the answer is not so copyrightable if it's too generic, for example. Copyright law also requires human authorship. Anthropic's usage policy also requires you to have a human in the loop if you're using it for the high-risk use cases, and we'll get to that later. So to answer the original question, do you own your Claude answers? Copyright law and Anthropic's terms of use say that you can potentially own them if you apply your human creativity to the Claude's output and the output is not so generic as not to be copyrightable in the first place. Claude's raw output is almost certainly not copyrightable because there is no human in the loop. So how much of that human creativity do you have to inject into the Claude output to get copyright for the stuff that's copyrightable? The law says that not much, basically. The copyright court cases that we've had use phrases like modicum of creativity, minimum creativity, and if you actually look at those cases, people add a few squiggles to somebody else's artwork and end up getting copyright to the whole thing. In the context of I believe it means that humans will be able to get copyright by analogy with existing copyrights with minimum creativity. So to prevent the output from being too generic in the first place, use creative prompts, use multiple prompts. You can use not only Claude but ChatGPT, Gemini, combine the output. This will increase your human creative input, but also will dilute each program's contribution to the overall work product. So in the blog article, I talk about the various strategies you can use to enhance the copyrightability of Claude answers and to make sure that you actually legally own them. It all comes down to basically the more of your own input, the more of your own modifications you provide, the higher likelihood that you will end up owning the whole thing. So creative prompts, multiple prompts, curation, arrangement from multiple sources, multiple AI apps, critical editing, transformation, integrated into your original work that you already have, cross-medium adaptations. So using these strategies, you can make sure that you end up owning Claude answers.